So I wanted to come on before I got into this to show you the size. Let's see, it is 1 3/4 inches, maybe almost 2 inches, I suppose. Just depends on how you lay this and how you stretch it. So that's about how wide it is. So cute. Look at this with the little dangly feet. Oh my goodness. All right, so it will fit. It's just a tad too big, and I dropped down, I believe, 4 pin bars, and I like to use, it will fit just fine with the C-clip, but I do like to use the magnetic clasps on my bracelets. But I think my sister can wear this. Her wrist is a little bit bigger than mine. Mine is 6.5, and I did drop down 4 pins from the top, just so you know. All right, so anyway, I just wanted to come on and give you an idea of the size, knowing that I had dropped it down 4 pins. All right, so let's get on with the tutorial. Hello everybody, Lila's Gigi here, and today I am going to show you how to do Spring Rains by the Looming artist. Name credit goes to Deb's Thing, one of our buddies, Debbie. If you are not following the Looming artist on Instagram, hop on over to her account and give her a follow. Like her photos. She has some beautiful, beautiful designs on her account. Just absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, go over and give her a follow. Awesome, awesome designs. Alrighty, so this is a 7 pin bar setup. The 2 outer are the same height. You drop down and you come up in the middle. So this is your layout of your loom. Okay, make sure that your arrows are pointing away from you and that your openings are pointing away from you in case you don't have any arrows, I guess. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we're going to drop a closure band, all right, and then get these unwound. We're going to go ahead and follow this across this way. Now, at first I thought this was a double border, but it is actually not a double border. We lay one border first, and then we're going to go ahead and lay the very last thing we do is we lay the outer border. So let me just get this going here. I can't seem to get things in order right now. You know what, give me just a moment, I'll be right back. Sorry about that, I thought I heard my name being called in the other room. All right, so let's start on this side. We're going to go out to the right. Then what we're going to do, instead of following the border all the way around, we're going to go diagonal from the outside to the left, straight across, and then diagonal and straight across. Okay. Once we get everything laid, we will be doing a border, regular border straight up. All right. So let's go over to this side. We've laid this one already. Going to go diagonal to the left, straight across to the left, and we're going to go diagonal towards the center to the right, and from there out. And then a diagonal, and then crooked bands, and then straight across. And make sure you push your bands down. All right, so do this all the way up. Looks like Z's, I suppose, and then a backward Z. Do that all the way up to the end of your loom, and sometimes I'm not sure how tight this is going to be, so I'm probably going to stop maybe 3 from the top. Yeah, I'm thinking wherever you stop, it should come out just like this. Okay, so wherever you stop at the top, you'll have a diagonal, and then you'll bring it out to the left. So the top of your loom will look just like this at the very top. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish mine, and then I will be back with you when I get this done. Alrighty, so I am back, and I actually stopped 4 pins from the top. Okay, So the last thing I did was I went across here, did the diagonal, and then straight across. Same thing on this side over here. Now what you want to do is the second pin bar, where you left off, bring it down and then up. So you're just going to follow this down and then up, and then do the same thing on the other side. Go down towards the center, and then up towards the middle. Okay, now I have pushed all of my bands down except for those that I just laid. Excuse me, my hands. And this is what your loom should look like. All right. Next part is easy peasy. What we're going to do on the second and sixth pin bars, we're going to lay a single chain straight up. Hopefully I've chosen the right colors. Oops, get that out of there. So just single chains straight up. I think these are jelly bands or solid red, I don't know. It's just the best red that they have. All right, so then on the sixth pin bar, the same thing, straight up, and straight up. And do that all the way up to the end of your loom, and I will be back with you when I finish mine. So I am back, and this is what my loom looks like. I finished my single chains up 2 and 6. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, we're just going to do zigzags. On 2 and 3, I'm going to go out second pin bar, first pin, out to the right. From there, you're going to go to the left, and then diagonal to the right, and then diagonal, if I can get my bands apart, to the left. By the way, I'm using sweets for this. Right there. Okay, I'm going to go over to the other side. 6 pin bar, first pin. I'm going to go diagonal to the left, and I have pushed all of my bands down, by the way. Try to do that before I come back on. And then from that pin, diagonal to the right, diagonal to the left, and then diagonal to the right. So go ahead and finish that all the way up to the end of your loom, pushing your bands down, and I will be back with you when I finish mine. Alrighty, so I am back and got to the top of my loom with the zigzags here, and I stopped right here, and I stopped here on this side. Okay, next thing we're going to do is another easy peasy part. On 3 and 5, we're just going to do single chains up the well, all the way up to the end of the loom. Okay, just like this. I don't know why I try to keep these things straight, because they're going to get messy anyway. All right, so then we'll go over to number 5. Start with 1, straight up, and straight up. Okay, so do that to the end of your loom, and I will be back when I finish. So I am back, and this is what the end of my loom looks like. The single chains up 3 and 5. Okay, all right, so let's see, I think I'm going to use silver for this. Hopefully it will turn out okay. All right, so what we're going to do is in the center pin, diagonal to the left, diagonal to the right, go up to the next one, you'll be diagonal down to the left and down to the right. Okay, up to the next one. Well, not the next one, we're actually making, now that we're at this point, we're ending up making X's. Okay, so middle, second pin up to the right. Next one, you'll go down, diagonal, diagonal down to the right, diagonal up to the left, and diagonal up to the right. Okay, go ahead and finish that up, and I will be back with you. Make sure you push your bands down. Okay, let me check this for a second here. Okay, well, before we do that, let me add a couple of more to this. So from the center, you'll go down to the left, down to the right, Whoops, oh goodness, I almost had a disaster. I almost dumped a whole bunch of bands. Up to the left and up to the right. Okay, and then pushing your bands down. I think I'm going to go back with my red. Hopefully that's not too much. So from the center, so you'll do that all the way up to the end of your loom, do your X's, and then just go to the center and do single chains all the way up. Okay, so go ahead and do your X's, rewind if you have to, do your single chains up to the end, and then I believe we'll be coming back in and it will be time to loom everything up. And make sure you push your bands down. All right, I'll be right back with you. So I am back, and the last thing I did, well, I brought it up to here, but I did these X's right here. So diagonal down to the left, down to the right, up to the left, up to the right. And now I'm going to add those last two single chains. Okay, just wanted to make sure that we got that straight. All right, so I thought we were done, but we do have one more thing to lay. And when I was looking at the flipogram, I thought it was a double border, but after looking at the way it was looped up, I realized it's not a double border, although it kind of feels like one. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to the center down at the bottom, and I'm going to use the silver to tie in with this. And I'll tell you why. Oh, there it is. Okay, so let me just show you what I'm going to... One of the reasons I did not put beads on here, and this is where you could do it if you're going to do beads up your border, you would put them on these particular ones. But I want to put this on here. I think it's going to be really cute. And it's just a brooch. So I will just put it on a couple of the loops of the bands, but it's really cute, and I wanted to tie in, and I probably could have used black. Well, actually, you know what? I can't tell if that's brown or black, but even so, I think the red and silver and white will be good with that. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. So that's one of the reasons why I did not put beads on this. All right, so let's get back to the looming. Center pin, diagonal down to the left, up to the left, over to the left, and then straight up. Okay, and then you will just follow this all the way around, and when you get to the top, I believe, let me take a look at that top. Okay, so we'll just do exactly like you did here. So let me go over to this other side. So from the center, going diagonal down, diagonal up, excuse me, diagonal to the right, and then straight up and straight up. All right, so follow that border, and this is the true border, I believe. Follow that border all the way around. Now, if you were doing beads on the side, on the border, this is probably where you would put your beads, but you would, if I were doing them, I would have done every other one. You know, no bead, bead, no bead, bead. All right, so let me finish my border up, and then I will be back with you, and then we will turn it around and loom it up. Okay, see you in a minute. Alrighty, so I am back, and the last thing I did was I laid this, mine is the silver here, border band to here, and then the other side to here. Okay, now I'm going to follow the flipogram. I don't usually see her do this, but what she did was she did a double, 2 bands, and you just do a cap band. Okay, and then we're going to put that right here in the center, and then we'll flip it around. I think we need some more cap bands, but we're going to do this part first. All right, so put that cap band on there and flip this around. So what we're going to do is we're going to reach in, and we're going to do these border bands all the way around. Just want to make sure I go through completely through the cap band. Grab the one that goes that is on top, should be the one that's going to the left. Okay, reach in, grab the next band on top to the left. Go in and grab the next one and loop it. Oops, I'm out of frame, aren't I? Loop it to the left Go in and grab, go in through all those bands, grab the one that goes straight up, and then we're going to loop up these border bands. Okay, so you'll loop those all the way up to the top and then meet them in the middle. Let's go over to the right hand side here. I'm going to reach in and grab the one that goes off to the right and then loop it back to itself. So you're just following the border band all the way around. All right, so that's a little crooked. All right, so go in and grab the next one on top, should be that border band. Go into that same pin, grab that border band, and the next one. All right, so I'm going to go off and finish mine, and I will meet you back here with the borders looped up. All right, be right back. Alrighty, so I am back, and I finished these border bands all the way to the center here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to reach in, middle pin bar, grabbing, in my case it's red, I'm going to grab that single chain that goes up the center. Okay, and just loop it up back to itself, just like that. Okay, so you want to go ahead and do that all the way to the end of the loom. And let's see what's next. Oh, all right, so let's do this. It looks like all these go back out to each other, out to themselves. So we'll go ahead and loop these up, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, since this is so simple to loop up these single chains. All right, so from there what we're going to do is we're going to go up and grab the X one that's on top. We'll go diagonal down to the left. One that's on the bottom, I'm sorry, the next one will go diagonal to the right, and then you'll go diagonal to the left, diagonal to the right. Go into the next pin up. Let's get a little bit closer here. Go into the next pin up, so that's your third pin that has bands on it in the center. Top band, diagonal to the left. Next one should go diagonal to the right. Okay, diagonal up to the left, diagonal up to the right. So each of those X's, you're going to loop them back to themselves. We'll do this one more time. Grab that top band, loop it back to itself, diagonal down to the right, diagonal up to the left, and diagonal up to the right. So finish your single chains all the way up and then loop up your diagonals, and I will be back with you. Rewind if you have to. I'll see you in a moment. So I am back, and the last thing I did was I went up here. Well, let's see, I brought these down. Okay, I believe that's what I did, was I brought these down right here. This is what your loom should look like. All right, next thing we're going to do, easy peasy, we're going to go in and we're going to take this single band and loop it straight up. So go through all the bands, making sure you get through everything to get that, and then loop it straight up. Okay, go in next one, grab that band, loop it straight up. Okay, do that all the way up on that side. We'll go over to the right hand side here. In the fifth pin bar, grab that band that goes straight up and loop it straight up. All right, next one, just go through all those bands that are on that hook, every single one of them, until you find the one that goes straight up. Okay, anyway, loop those all the way up, and I will be back with you when I finish mine. Alrighty, so I am back, and this is what my loom looks like. Okay, if you hear any snoring, it is my dog Jack asleep on the floor. He's making a lot of noises. So, all right, so third pin bar, first pin, going to reach in and grab this diagonal, and all of these are going to be worked from this third pin bar right now. So we're bringing it to itself. Going to go in up to the next pin, grab the one on top, should be diagonal that goes down to the bottom. Go in that same pin and diagonal up and to the left. I don't even know what I said, the bottom or something? I don't even know. All right, so let me just get a little bit closer here. Not too close. All right, so this is your third pin bar. Going to go in where these zigzags are, and you're going to be working only from the third pin bar, bringing everything back out to itself. Okay, so that's one. Next one, diagonal up and to the left. Okay, go up to the next one, diagonal down to the left, same pin, up, diagonal to the left. Okay, let's go over to the other side. This is going to be the fifth pin bar. First one you're going to grab is this part of the zigzag. You go through all the bands that are on that pin, loop it back to itself. Now you're going to be working from the fifth pin bar only and bringing everything out, which should be those diagonals. Okay, next one will be this one. Go through all the bands that are on there, grab that top band, should be diagonal down to the right, same pin, that band, diagonal up to the right. Go up to the next one. I'll do this with you one more time. Band on top should be the diagonal that goes down and to the right. Same pin, grab that band, diagonal up to the right. Okay, so go ahead and finish those zigzags on both sides, and I will be back with you. So I am back, and the last thing I did were these diagonals here and these diagonals over here. All right, almost done, almost there. This is what your loom should look like. Sorry, I'm pulling up my sleeves. All right, so what we're going to do into the center here, we're going to go in, going to grab the border band, which should be on the top, and loop it to the left. Go into that same pin, grab that border band, loop it to the left. Now stop right here. What we're going to do now is we're going to go in and grab this border band right here, and we're actually going to loop it to the right. Okay, so that kind of makes that cap band. So center to the left, hop over to the first one and bring it to the right. Let's do that on the other side. All right, so going to go into the cap band in the center, diagonal to the right, go into that same pin, grab that border band, diagonal to the right. Going to stop right here and jump over to this pin, grab that border band and bring it diagonal to the left. Okay, just like that. All right, so let's go back over to the left. Now what we're going to do, second pin bar, the first pin that you have something on here, going to go in through all those bands, going to grab the one that goes straight, well, maybe. I'm going to go in and grab the one that goes straight up. Okay, and loop it up. Let me get a little bit closer. All right. Going into that same pin, we're going to grab this diagonal here and loop it back to itself. Should be the last one on, it should be the bottom band. Loop it back to itself. Go in here, grab that cross band and loop it to the right. All right, do that again. A lot of bands on here. So we're going to go in here, push those bands out of the way until you find the band that goes straight up and down. Grab that band. It might be a little tight because there are a lot of bands on there. Loop it straight up. Go in, grab the last band on that pin and bring it to the left, diagonal. Then go in here, grab that bottom band and loop it to the right. Okay, I'll do that with you one more time on this side, and you'll do that all the way up to the end of the loom. So now we are on the third pin, second pin bar. Mine is red, the one that goes straight up and down. Going to loop that back, try not to break anything. loop it straight up, go into that same pin, grab that bottom band, which should be the diagonal that goes to the left, loop it back to itself, and then grab this cross band and loop it to the right. Okay, I'm pushing those bands down. All right, let's go over to the other side. You'll do that all the way up to the end of your loom. Going over to the other side now. Top band is the one that goes straight up and down. I'm going to go through all those bands that are on that pin, grab that band and loop it back to itself. Whoops, just that band, Sandy. Loop it back. Go into that same pin, grab the bottom band, which should be the diagonal that goes to the right, loop it back to itself. Go into the pin that you just dropped that off on, grab that cross band and loop it to the left. Okay, you might have to push bands down. All right, do that with you a couple more times. Go in through all the bands that are on there. Well, come on. And grab the one that goes straight up and down. Make sure you have only that one. I'm going to pull it with my fingers. Sorry for being in the way. Loop it straight up. Go into that same pin. Grab the diagonal band that goes up and to the right. Loop it back. Go into the pin that you just dropped that off on and loop that cross band to the left. Okay. Just going to go back in here. I'll do this with you one more time. So you're now on the third pin up. Grab the one that goes straight up and down. Make sure you use good quality stretchy bands for this. Okay, loop it back to itself. Well, come on. Thought I had everything pushed down, but evidently not. Go into that same pin, grab that diagonal that goes up and to the right. Go into the pin that you just dropped that off on, grab that cross band, and bring it to the left. All right, go ahead and finish that, and then I will be back with you because, as you can see, that is looping up well. I don't know if you can see because we're kind of close, aren't we? Try to back it up a little bit. That actually takes care of all the border bands. Okay, you can see it's connected right here. So once we loop those up, that border band goes away, and then this actually becomes, whoops, not that, but the silver that's up here becomes the border. All right. Okay, well, let me finish mine and I will be back with you to close this off because I think we're just about done. And I probably will do what I always do, and that is undo mine up to a point and then show you how to take it off. All right, I will be back with you in a moment. Okay, so I am back, and the last thing I did was I did not want to forget these bands right here. Okay, so once I finished going up here and over here, then I took those bands all the way from both sides. Now, and of course I don't have a, well, I'm just going to have to make do because, oh wait, here's a C-clip. Goodness, sorry for the noise. I'm going to have to get one out of the bag. I did not have anything. Oh, shame on me. Sorry, sorry, sorry. I hate that noise. Especially on video, it seems to be so much louder. All right, so C-clip right there. I laid a border, a closure band on this, so I'm going to go through all the bands that are on that hook. I'm sorry, on that pin, and I'm going to, well, maybe I'm going to grab that closure band and bring it up. Okay, just like that. Yeah, let's see here. See if I can get this on here. Sometimes my nails are in the way. And yeah. All right, let's see. Did I get any of it? Looks like well, look at that. Looks like I got both of them. Yes. All right, so the C-clip is on there, I believe. Bands are all crooked, but that's okay. C-clip is on there, and that's what counts. So nothing is going to fall apart. All right, so with bracelets like this, you want to be very careful. One thing I do want to say, and I probably will come back on when I show you, well, you may have already seen this because I plan on showing it at the beginning, just very carefully lift the bands to loosen that tension. You don't want anything breaking, especially since you've come this far. Okay, I'm going to go over to the other side. Now there is a big hole in the center here. So this bracelet has a lot of potential for bling, which since I'm going to put that large brooch on there, I'm not going to be blinging it, but there's a lot of potential in this bracelet for blinging. I mean, everywhere. You could weave something up the center very easily. I'm going to pull this off of here and show you what I mean. Maybe. All right, we're off. Yay. Let me put that over here. All right. So, very pretty brush. I'm just stretching it out this way. But you can see in the center here, there are holes in the center. Okay? So if you stretch it like this, the holes are less. But you could certainly weave something up and down here. There is beautiful potential for here on the side. You can, oh my gosh, there's just so many places that you could bling this guy. The single chains that went up here, you could bling these. I actually like the way that turned out. Let me take a look. Now I know that my charm is going to be too big for this. However, look how cute that is. With the little dangly feet. If I put him right in the center there where he belongs, and his feet dangle like they should, and of course they don't want to lay right. Cute. That would be so cute on your wrist. Let me see. I don't want it to fall off, but there, look. Isn't it cute? I love the red and white. Okay, so let's take a look. Even with nothing on it, it's a very pretty bracelet. Now, I stretched it a lot, so it is a little big for me. It is a little big for me, so maybe I think I dropped it down 4. So my wrist is 6.5. But I did stretch it a lot, so my guess is that it's going to go. Oh, did I miss something? Oh no, there it is. Goodness, I thought I'd missed something there. Single chain. Well, I don't know what I did there. Look at that. I think I can fix that though, so that it lays like the other one. See that right there? Pretty sure well, I'll have to take a look at it. I may have missed that completely. But that's all right. I think I can fix that. Yeah, I certainly can. I can bring it down in there and straighten that out. I have a lot of bands that need to be straightened, so I may have just, what I may have done is I may have gone out of order. And that will happen sometimes if you go out of order, but I can certainly fix that. And not only that, but it's on the bottom, so I'm really not too worried about that. Okay? All right, so let me get my bands straightened. This is Spring Rains. If you ignore that piece up there. This is Spring Rains by the Looming artist. Go over to Andrea's Instagram account and give her a follow. That would be awesome. I am Lila's Gigi on Instagram and also on YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, this tutorial, please, you can, if you like it, it will put it in your likes and you'll be able to find it a lot easier. I don't know what else that does. I'm not a guru on YouTube, so I don't know. But if you enjoyed this tutorial, please subscribe to my channel for future tutorials. And as always, be kind.